Welcome to the Car Guys. This week it's another Q&A session.
That's right, people. Unfortunately, due to the constant pandemic, we are unable to be in the same room together, but we are going to bring you, with the power of technology, our answers to your latest Instagram Q&A questions.
That's right. If you want to find out which other YouTubers' cars we would buy, tune in. So we posted the questions on Instagram for you to answer. We've had hundreds, literally hundreds of questions come through. Some really fantastic ones. So we're just going to crack on through those and hopefully you'll find the answers entertaining.
Okay, so before we start this session, let's do a quick wristwatch check. Today I am wearing the Tudor Heritage Black Bay Brass. Look at that loveliness. Very nice. Damien, what have you got on?
I've got on my Patek Philippe 5164A, the travel time.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Now, don't forget, this has been posted on Instagram, so let's do a bit of housekeeping before we go. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave comments because we read every single one of them. Ding that little notification bell for when another episode is uploaded. Check out our Instagram and don't forget our website. Right, okay, let's kick off. Question number one, this is probably for you, Damien, much more than it is for me. This question's from T.MDP, and his question is, will you be getting a Carrera GT?
Not at the moment, no. I think basically every man and his dog is getting a Carrera GT. I am offered at least 5 Carrera GTs every week at the moment.
Blimey, really?
Yeah, absolutely, it's crazy. But because
does that mean that people that have got them are just literally dumping them?
Well, I think a lot of them have realised that, you know, they've got quite a good value on their hand and they want to move them, and there's suddenly a market for them. Because I've expressed an interest in them on the channel, then I've been flooded with them, quite frankly. But because of everything that's going on at the moment, it's not something that I'm jumping into, because obviously, you know, you don't want to go crazy.
No.
Obviously, if you want sort of juicy Carrera GT action, then you can check out TG's channel.
Oh yeah, of course, because he's got a lovely one.
He has. Okay, here's a question for you then, Jason.
Right. How
come Jason said the Integra Type R was not for sale, and yet it's on Auto Trader?
Yeah, so a bit of a confession really. So I didn't really ever drive the Integra as much as it deserved to, and because of the nature of the engine, in order to get the best out of it, you had to be constantly at the top end of the rev range, and it's just not really practical around here because I don't have empty lanes that you can go out and blast across. So I decided that I was going to put it up for sale. Then Damien did that video. You did that bloody video where you said how amazing it was. So then I was like, oh no, I fell in love with it again. I don't really want to sell it. And then
yeah.
And then I thought, well, maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I'll keep it. What can I do? And then of course the Talbot turned up. Not being funny.
I mean, to be fair, you have replaced it with the Talbot Sunbeam Lotus, so it's not exactly, you know, you're not exactly down on the deal at the moment.
I'm not down by any stretch of the imagination, because let's be honest, that Talbot is amazing.
Exactly, and a lot more of that coming to the channel. Much
more of that, and if they're parked together in the shed, I'm going to go for the Talbot every single minute of the day, right? So there was, you know, the Integra, we had a really good offer for it. Someone's picked it up, a fan of the Car Guys. He's over the moon with it, and he's going to spend some lovely time in it and really enjoy it, much more than I am. So yeah, it was, then it wasn't, now it's gone.
The Dan Marshy asks, are you going off modern cars? Yeah, I think it's specifically brand new cars, I think, are the ones that we're going off more. You know, there's such a vast number of amazing older, you know, modern classics and older cars, and because the modern ones are getting like squeezed by regulation and they're getting more and more expensive, more and more desensitized, less and less special, I think naturally we're moving towards those sort of modern classics era.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel a lot these days that modern cars are all much of a muchness. It's almost like you don't have to test drive anything anymore because you pretty much know it's going to drive. Unless you're paying loads of money and you're getting a specific limited edition something, everything is almost the same as the next thing. You know, it's massively fast. Yeah, they're really, you know, they can travel around corners at 300 miles an hour. But I think the older stuff just opens up the driving experience. And let's be honest, as much as I love cars, the thing that I love the most about them is driving them.
Exactly. I mean, you've just bought the Sunbeam Lotus. Yeah. I'm literally sitting right now in car number 44, the Renault Clio Williams 2.
Which was just incredible. I mean, talk about grin factor. Grin factor, they say what, bang for buck. Grin factor for buck. I mean, we've just completely nailed it with those two cars.
Or smile per mile.
Smile per mile, there you go. So absolutely nailed it. Could not be a better pair of cars, really, to add to the channel at this point.
I mean, obviously, I've got the, they've got the 488 Pista Spider on the way at some point. But, so there is still modern cars in there, but I think you're right there, the Dan Marshy. We are, at the moment, veering a bit away from the modern stuff, partly also because we can't actually get it. So, we're getting a little bit shafted like that, as many other people are. But I think the slightly older stuff, it definitely delivers every bit as much of the magic as the very latest stuff. But obviously it's a lot more affordable and attainable. Okay, next question. I love this one. This is a brilliant question. Which car would you own from another YouTuber's collection?
Wow, that is a really interesting question.
I'll kick off with this one. Definitely for me, it's probably going to be Harry Metcalf's Lamborghini Countach.
Yeah, do you know? I can't disagree with that. For me, the Countach has been the car forever.
But that's my choice. What's your choice? Come on, get in there.
Oh God, I've got to find a different one.
What are you gonna have? Are you gonna have Schmee's Senna?
No, you see, I'm not overly keen on the Senna. It doesn't really do it for me. That's a toughie. Maybe TGE's Carrera GT. How about that?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, good choice.
It's a classic. Choice. It's a classic. Right. So Robbie Turbo says, "Do you have any plans to do your motorcycle license?" Well, no. Death. Instantaneous death. Because for 5,000 of your Earth pounds, you can get a motorcycle that accelerates to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds, does 150 miles an hour with nothing around you.
Right, TCW.auto asks, 50 litres of 98 octane, lots of tyres, one track, one car. What's your pick?
Well, this may be a bit of an obvious pick, but I'm going to go for the Talbot because, frankly, that thing's a bloody animal. I would just love to have that on a track.
And the track? What track would it be for that?
Well, I don't know. You see, it's got a lot of power and it's very quick, but I don't know. Cadwell? I'd like to see all four wheels off the ground over the hill. Do you know what I mean?
And you would.
And I would.
You definitely would.
What about you? What's your thing?
I'm going to have to go GT3 Touring or possibly Speciale and Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah, lovely. Big, fast circuit. Scott Farndell, 79, says, what do you think about Range Rovers going electric?
Do you know what? For me, I think it's the right move. I think it makes total sense, and I think
literally nobody ever.
No, I've got no problem with it whatsoever. I think on a Range Rover,
really?
Yeah, I mean the Range Rovers have got to be smooth, and I don't really think the engine on the Range Rover matters that much. I think it's all about the luxury and the seating position and the practicality. So I think it could be powered by anything. I mean, people put diesels in them quite happily, don't they? So
that's very true.
I also do think that having electric would help the centre of gravity on a Range Rover as well.
Yeah, it might do. And you gain all that extra boot space, right? Because they're not known for their boot space. So
well, that's true. I'm not sure. How would it help the boot space?
Well, because you could have the front. You wouldn't have an engine in it, would you?
Oh, okay.
Stuff loads of stuff in the front.
Oh, you see, clever. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
See?
You're right. So actually, you started that question with almost scorn in your voice, but actually you've come right round for it.
I know. Instant. 360 degree. Like that's never happened.
Right, this is a great question from Martin Balden, who I know actually. Hello, shout out to you, Martin. He goes, 5-car garage, maximum budget £250,000, You can have new or used, but no electric. What's it to be, Mr. Jason?
Well, I think personally, I have absolutely smashed this. Honestly, I'm not being funny. I have smashed it. You ready?
Yes, I am ready. Yes.
Top line car. Need a convertible in there. So you've got 5 cars. You've got to have a convertible in there.
Okay.
Used 458 Spider.
A used 458 Spider. So that's basically going to blow.
Grand.
Yeah, 130. Well, I call it 140. So that's blown 140 if you're $250,000. Okay.
All right. 140.
So you got 110 left.
20. So now I need a front-wheel drive hot hatch.
Yep.
205 Rally.
Okay, nice.
An old one, not a pristine one, so probably 10-ish grand, something like that.
Okay.
Now I need something 4-wheel drive, right? Got to have 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Subaru WRX RA, but an old kind of Colin McRae era one. So
okay.
Sort of 8-9 grand for one of those, something like around that kind of mark.
All right.
All right. Are you with me so far?
Yeah, I'm there. What's that? So 2 more to go.
2 more to go. So now I need something to take the kids around in, something with a bit of boot space that we can haul, go shopping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
RS6.
Of course, you love the RS6.
Because I love the RS6. So literally the same car that I drove all the way across Europe, that car. So around 30 grand for one of those now.
Yep.
And then I need a track day toy. I need something that I can take out on a really proper blast on my own, really loving it.
Yeah.
996 GT3.
Yes, oh, you have smashed it. You have smashed it.
Tell me, I've smashed it, haven't I? Hey, how good is that? We're around 250 grand. We may have sneaked over the top, depending on what kind of version.
That's not bad. I've gone for convertible. I've mixed the convertible and the bit of fun car. So I've gone for my beloved 355 Spider Ferrari.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course.
Probably round about, I don't know, call it 75, 80 grand, that sort of level now. I've then gone for my Porsche 718 Spider for my new choice, and generally just because I love it. So I've gone for that one as well. So that's 2 convertibles technically. So I'm already starting to stray away from this properly now. And that could almost be my track day toy as well. So could be. I've then gone original Honda NSX just because I love it. So I just love that car. See, there's no real rhyme nor reason to this.
No.
I've then, car number 4, I've gone for a little pocket rocket. So I've gone for the Clio Williams 2.
Oh. So are we just pulling cars out of your collection here?
Yeah, it was to show you basically,
that you've done it already.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just making people jealous. Say, oh yeah, well I could do a theoretical one, or I could just give you all of mine. Yeah.
Actually, that is a good point. The 4 of them are cars I've already got. It is a bit rubbish, isn't it? And then the last car, bit left field, not one that I currently own, Saab 900 Turbo.
Oh, yes.
For me, you see, I had trouble staying within the $250,000 because, like, as soon as if you went and put the GT3 in there or any of those sort of like nice 911s, then that's basically like more than half your budget gone instantly.
Yeah.
All the Ferraris pretty much are out, so you got a problem there. So you can't really have any of those. Lamborghini would be the whole budget. So TDF would be 3 times the budget. Aperta would be 3 times the budget. Challenge Stradale would be almost all. So Ferraris were sort of limited. Porsche and Ferrari together were quite limited. So that's my 5. But a very good question, Martin. Very good.
An excellent question, and it was fun thinking about it as well. So
yeah, exactly, which is what it's all about.
Of course. The next question is from Liver101, aka Steve. This is properly left field. I mean, as Q&A questions go on a car channel, this is, I mean, it's out there, but it's good, it's fine. Why don't you start collecting model railway engines you want to?
Do you know why he's asked this question?
Why? Go on.
Because he collects model railway engines.
Is he looking to get out of a few engines? Really?
It could be, yeah. He could be looking to offload some of them.
I think he probably is.
I've got a Mallard I could sell you.
Do you want a Mallard?
Yeah, do you want a Flying Scotsman?
No, I don't really collect anything, and railway engines would probably be very far down the list. of things I would collect.
Whereas me, I very heavily have the collecting gene.
Yes,
and
you do.
If you mix that with sort of geekiness and my age, you basically get sort of all sorts of crazy things. So
Yeah.
I get you get toys from my childhood, corgi dinky stuff. You get all of that. You get video game consoles. You get Scalextrics cars, classic Scalextrics cars. Got a lot of those. You get watches, you get Ladybird books. Sorry, I really shouldn't be admitting to any of this. And of course, cars.
Ladybird books?
I know,
Really?
it's mental. I love them. Cyber Warrior 2.0. He asks, why did you decide to get into the YouTube, is it?
I think we've covered this quite a lot in the past, so I'll do a very quick summary. Damien found himself unemployed, needed to do something to keep his mind busy, had cars, we made YouTube videos. Is that about the size?
Well, that pretty much sums it up for me. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
why you though? I'm not sure we've covered why you specifically wanted to do it.
Well, I wanted to do it because it potentially gave us access to a lot of cars that I've always wanted to drive since I was very young, but would never obviously be able to have the chance any other way.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
And also it means that we've got an excuse to get together on a weekly basis and go and muck around and behave like 9-year-olds.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's the real answer.
that's the actual answer. It's so
All that bit about me teaching myself video editing, yeah, that's not it. It's so that we can tit around a lot.
Look, PWG asks, what is your favourite air-cooled 911? What are you gonna go for?
I'm gonna have to go for ones that I've driven specifically. So I think I'm probably gonna go for 964 RS or 1989 930, the turbo that I've got.
Oh yeah, my favourite was that tangerine orange thing that we drove when we went to Paul Stevens.
Yes.
Because
The outlaw type one, wasn't it?
The outlaw type 1971 tangerine orange 911.
Yeah, should have bought that.
It was, yeah, we should have bought that because that thing was absolutely electric. Loved that. That's probably my favourite.
Jan Marufo asks, when does my Pista Spider arrive? No idea, mate. No idea. Move on before I get annoyed.
Tommy Murphy asks, most valuable number plate, how much was it? Well, I don't have any personal plate, so I guess this is your kind of bag.
That's because you're normal. You're a normal person.
Yes.
And I'm not. I'm stupid. So the most valuable plate that I've got is 675 LT, which is on the McLaren. I'm not proud of myself. It was a weak moment.
Yes.
It was
Yes,
about
it was.
20,000 quid. And it goes perfectly on that car, makes it incredibly unique, but it was a very silly thing to do.
Yes, it was.
Ed Drayson asks, if you could be the CEO of one car company, what would it be? And that is a great question, Ed.
That is an amazing question, Ed. So I think it's a tough one, isn't it? Because CEOs of car companies are not very well loved at the moment. You know, Aston Martin have just ditched Mr. Palmer via almost social media.
Unceremoniously ditched, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he found out because someone tweeted him and went, "Oh, have you left then?" And he went, "No." So yeah, that's a bit crap. I think for me, the most exciting car company is Koenigsegg, really, at the moment. I would love to be somewhere near the top of that because they are doing some really, really cool stuff.
But to do that, you'd have to obviously topple Christian von Koenigsegg, which seems to me a bit of a shame.
Yeah, but we could do a joint thing maybe, you know, because
tie-up, partnership,
bit of a tie-up. Yeah. I'll name cars and he can do all the engineering stuff.
There'd be all sorts of clever answers I could do for this, but I think it's either going to be Porsche for me, because that definitely means that I'd get all the special cars. So, you know, that would be one wing. Or if not, maybe Ferrari, because immediately I would cut the production in half and stop producing so many flipping models and just try and get it back to being a bit more exclusive.
And you might actually get your Pista at some point.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I might get that as well. Yeah.
Okay, Ben Hills asks, if you had to get rid of your watch or car collection, which one would you get rid of?
Blimey.
That's a bit more, you see, that's more difficult for you.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that you have 4,500 watches at the moment and 47 cars, so
yeah,
slightly more tricky.
I think since this is a car channel, I'd have to say I'd get rid of the watch collection and just keep one watch. But obviously on the TheCarGuys.TV Q&A, I'll say keep the watches and get rid of the cars.
Oh, you're such a whore, honestly.
I know.
I would definitely ditch the watches without even thinking about it. They would be gone, because I couldn't not drive that Talbot. That would make me cry if I couldn't do that. So yeah, no, that's definitely watches at.
Joshua_car9 says, it's probably more aimed at me maybe, but ever thought about competing in Ferrari challenge races?
Which means more aimed at you. This is aimed at you. I mean, honest, if even I had the money, they wouldn't let me on the grid. I'm too much of an oik.
I would say, yes, I've thought about it, but it's way too expensive. And also, I don't think I'd ever be able to beat the reactions of Chris Froggatt, so there'd just be no point in me doing it at all. Phil Warnes asks, have you bought an F50? No, Phil, I haven't, because if I had £2 million, I would buy a 288 GTO, not an F50.
Yeah, of course you would, in a heartbeat. Why would you buy an... It is nice and simple, but the F50 is still, I think it's still a little bit unloved. Don't you not think? It's always been unloved, the F50, hasn't it?
It's a bit unloved, but now it's about the sort of price that all the other, desired ones
really
are at.
Cool stuff are. Yeah, that you would say you would never buy one.
If you're spending £2 million, you've now got to choose between a Ferrari Enzo, an F50 and a 288 GTO. Car Spotting with Simon asks, he's got two questions actually. He asks, what's your opinion on the Porsche Taycan? Is it better than the Model S?
So are you asking me?
I'm asking you, yeah. That's how this works. It's a Q&A.
It's a Q&A. Oh, I see. Okay. I can't just not answer this question. Right. To be honest, I have literally no opinion, but I would say Taycan over Model S, because Taycan is newer, so it has newer technology in it, and the Model S is looking a bit old and tired now because it's been around for quite a while. So I would probably go Taycan.
I would also go Taycan, mainly because it's a Porsche, and I think the quality is far better than the Model S. But infrastructure is the big difference. Tesla's got the infrastructure. Porsche at the moment does not. But I think as soon as Porsche catches up a bit, it's Taycan all the way. And I have to say, being a car guy and someone who is spat on electric cars, the Taycan would be the only one that I get. It'd be the only one I get. His second question is battery electric or hydrogen fuel cell? Hydrogen
fuel cell, that's where it's got to end up. It's more efficient, it's much better. You can use existing petrol stations for the hydrogen gas. It's a much better system. Once they actually get it working properly, that's the way everything's going, you battery operated electric car geeks.
I think electric, transitional only, because let's face it, where'd you get your electricity from?
Power station.
It's not magic, is it? Whereas with hydrogen, it's the most abundant element in the universe.
Yes.
So I'm going to bet on hydrogen.
I'm going to bet on hydrogen as well, because the output of a hydrogen fuel cell is water, which is good. And the output of making electricity is burning fossil fuels and putting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and killing all of the polar bears. That's right, Model S drivers, you're polar bear killers.
And also, the last time I checked, the Millennium Falcon and Star Destroyers were not powered by electric.
No, they were not.
Thanks for watching this fascinating Q&A episode with Jason and I, based on your questions. I hope you found the answers interesting. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We've just passed 50,000 subscribers and we want many, many more. So click that subscribe button and then turn on all your notifications. Also follow us on Instagram and go to our website, TheCarGuys.TV. And if you want to pick up some merchandise, by all means do so. There'll be another Car Guys episode along next week.